Marvel has developed a reputation for foreshadowing huge revelations many years in advance, so it's no surprise that there's a lot of theories trying to predict what will happen next. Marvel has plans for movies through 2020, so what secrets have been right in front of us? Some of them might just blow your mind. Here are the top 10 Marvel fan theories that will freak you out. But first, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest Screen Rant videos. And can you guess what movie these emojis represent? Stay tuned to the end to find out. Heimdall has the final Infinity Stone. The entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far has been the story of the quest for the 6 Infinity Stones. We've seen 5 that we know of so far: Space, Tesseract; Mind, Loki's Scepter; Reality, Ether; Power, the Orb; and Time, Eye of Agamotto and the Nexus. The big question is, where is the Soul Stone? This theory suggests that Heimdall has had it all along. In the Guardians of the Galaxy vision, the Soul Stone is shown to be orange, the same color as Heimdall's eyes, and the gem on the front of his armor in Thor: The Dark World. Coincidence? Maybe. However, in Thor's vision in Avengers: Age of Ultron, Heimdall's eyes are white. In Thor, Loki suggests that Heimdall has a power no one else has in Asgard. This is why he's in charge of watching over the 9 realms. In Thor: The Dark World, Heimdall tells Thor that he can see into 9 realms and over 10 trillion souls. To top it all off, the location of the Infinity Stone seems to be foreshadowed with the acronym Thanos: Tesseract, Heimdall, Aether, Nexus, Orb, Scepter. We know, our minds were blown too.
Come on, Peg. We got family business to discuss.
Peggy Carter is Tony Stark's real mother. It was clear to everyone watching Captain America: The First Avenger that Peggy Carter and Howard Stark had some kind of intimate relationship before Steve Rogers showed up. Their friendship throughout Agent Carter shows that Howard trusts Peggy more than anyone else, and in the opening scene of Ant-Man, we find that they still work closely with each other well into Howard's marriage. This leaves a lot to the imagination, and the idea of an extramarital affair is definitely on the table. Howard was established as a bit of a womanizer from the very beginning, and in Captain America: Civil War, Steve Rogers even says, "I can't believe Howard got married." Sure, people grow, and Howard might have met the right woman and wanted to settle down eventually, but this could just as easily not be the case. Plus, the theory doesn't rely on Howard's infidelity. Another suggestion is that Maria wasn't able to carry children, so Howard went to his oldest and most trusted friend to act as a surrogate to carry their child for them. This would explain a lot about Tony, like why he looks nothing like his fair-haired mother, and another reason for his deep-seated daddy issues. Loki lost against the Avengers on purpose. Loki is the god of mischief. He's a manipulator, a schemer, a plans within plans kind of guy. So why is everything he does in the Avengers so straightforward and kind of dumb? First, he gets captured when he stands in front of a crowd of people and makes a huge scene. Then he accepts capture and is brought aboard the helicarrier with no fight at all. The Avengers realized that he wanted to get captured to unleash the Hulk, which he only did to bring the Avengers together. Loki made it clear in Thor that he has no interest in Earth. He wants to rule Asgard. So why bother enslaving and manipulating people on Earth in the first place? He uses the scepter to manipulate Selvig into putting a failsafe in the portal device, so the Avengers can close the portal, get the Tesseract, and send it back to Asgard with Thor and Loki in tow. With yet another Infinity Stone in Asgard, plus the gauntlet itself as revealed in Thor, Loki is in the perfect position to take Asgard, and Thanos gets the gauntlet, as we see at the end of Avengers: Age of Ultron, so he can take Earth.
We are GROOT.
GROOT is a godlike immortal. GROOT is everyone's favorite character from Guardians of the Galaxy, especially Baby Groot, but his origins have remained uncertain throughout the first 2 films. Back in the opening scene of Captain America: The First Avenger, as the Red Skull is trying to find the Tesseract, he looks at a carving of a tree on the wall and says, "Yggdrasil, the world tree, guardian of wisdom and fate also." It seems like kind of a random line to throw in for no reason, but even before that, Thor describes Yggdrasil in Thor as the world's tree that connects the 9 realms. Then, in Thor: The Dark World, Heimdall has an imprint of Yggdrasil on his chest plate. In Guardians of the Galaxy, it was established that any small piece of Groot, when preserved, will eventually regenerate into a living Groot, which suggests that he can basically go on living forever. The theory suggests that Groot came from a piece of Yggdrasil planted in the earthly realm to be a guardian. This would explain why no one in Guardians of the Galaxy seems to have ever seen anything like Groot before, and why his stat readout at the Nova Corps says Origin X.
It will be absolutely safe. Yeah.
The Reality Stone will be used to recast characters. One of the biggest questions of the Marvel Cinematic Universe since the beginning has been, how will it continue? Superheroes can continue to fight indefinitely when they're in print, but live action presents much more of a challenge. Not only will the actors continue to age until they're no longer suited for the roles, but typically actors want to focus on other projects as their careers continue. As much as we might be willing to watch Robert Downey Jr. suit up and fight evil well into his 60s, as an actor, he will eventually want to leave the role. Maybe he'd be willing to revisit the role at some point. While there are plenty of heroes in the Marvel Universe, a US agent movie just isn't going going to have the same impact as a Captain America movie? The solution may already be present. In the comics, the reality gem has the power to grant its user control over reality. One who possesses the stone can create entirely different realities. One theory suggests that the reality gem will be used at the end of Avengers 4 as a soft reboot of the universe, recasting longtime actors in the same iconic roles to prolong the life of the MCU. Captain America will die in Avengers Infinity War. One of the big criticisms of the MCU so far has been an unwillingness to kill off any big players for real. Pepper Potts fake died, Nick Fury fake died, LOKI fake died twice. What's up with that? Do they think we can't handle it? They might just be saving the big hero death for the big finale of the first 3 phases in Avengers Infinity War. Our first clue is in Tony's vision in Avengers Age of Ultron. He sees all the Avengers dead, but he specifically focuses on Cap, whose shield lies broken beside him. Later in the movie, Scarlet Witch gives Steve a vision of himself finally getting that dance with Peggy, who says, "The war's over, Steve. We can go home." Could this be Steve finally at peace? On top of all this, Chris Evans only has 1 movie left in his contract with Marvel, and there's been no discussion of renegotiation, unlike Robert Downey Jr., who just signed on for more. Kevin Feige has stated that they can't reveal the title of Avengers 4 because it will give away the ending of Infinity War. Could that suggest that the title might be Avengers Fallen Sun, the storyline that killed Cap in the comics?
Are you Tony Stank?
Stan Lee is Uatu the Watcher. One of the longest running theories in the MCU is about everyone's favorite cameo actor and creator of most of the heroes, Stan Lee. He's appeared in every MCU property to date and nearly every live-action Marvel production since the trial of the Incredible Hulk in 1989. Whether owned by Marvel Studios or not, even casual fans who don't know that Marvel and DC are different universes have noticed the same guy popping up in so many superhero films over the years. So is there an in-universe reason for the same face popping up around every superhero in multiple universes? One theory suggests that Stan Lee plays a single character in each of these appearances, Uatu the Watcher. In the comics, the Watcher is an extraterrestrial being assigned to observe Earth and its solar system. Uatu also has the ability to peer into other alternate realities, exploring what-if continuities. This would explain why Lee has shown up in Marvel films owned by different studios, always as a bystander around superhero happenings. Even if it turns out not to be true, it's a fun headcanon for Marvel fans to cling to. So fun, in fact, that Kevin Feige recently admitted that Stan Lee's cameos in Guardians of the Galaxy and its sequel are a nod to it.
You have made me very desperate. You might not be glad that you did.
Nick Fury is secretly a clairvoyant. Nick Fury seems to always have plans within plans, and backup plans for his backup plans. Is he just the world's greatest tactical strategist, or is he hiding a superpower of his own? One theory suggests that Nick Fury has the gift of precognition. Let's look at the facts. He puts together a team of superheroes right before aliens invade New York. He has secret underground bunkers in case of attacks. He has a program to bring people back from the dead conveniently before his favorite agent is killed. He even has secret helicarriers built. Now that's a lot of government funding that's going to seemingly ludicrous things. It's not just insanely good preparation though. In Avengers Age of Ultron, Fury shows up at Hawkeye's farmhouse mere hours after the Avengers, when only Barton knew where he was flying. He also seems to know everything about the situation with Ultron, despite the fact that he hasn't been with S.H.I.E.L.D. for quite a while at this point. Speaking of faking his own death, he had that highly unlikely scenario prepared pretty much right on the spot when he needed to go into hiding in Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
You are the Black Sky.
The Hand is creating vampires. In Season 1 of Daredevil, Stick is sent to eliminate the Black Sky. Black Sky is known as the bringer of shadows, the kind of weapon you don't want in your world. But when they get there, it's just a child. How can a child be such a dangerous weapon? In Season 2, the Hand tells Elektra that she's the Black Sky, but despite being this incredible weapon, she's killed pretty easily in the next episode, suggesting the Black Sky is more than just a human who wants to kill. It's meant to be the progenitor of an army of vampires. In both Daredevil and Iron Fist, the Hand is draining people of blood, which as far as we can tell is used to resurrect people from the dead in a ceremonial sarcophagus. Another telling factor is that Stick specifically decides to train Matt because he is blind. Who would have an advantage against creatures that hunt in the night? People who don't rely on the light. To top it all off, Black Sky is an obvious allusion to nighttime when vampires hunt, and the Hand is trained to hide their heartbeats, which makes sense if they're dealing with creatures who thirst for blood.
You are failing!
The Red Skull is still alive. In the comics, the Red Skull is one of the best Marvel villains of all time, so when he met his apparent end in Captain America: The First Avenger, fans were understandably disappointed. Not every Marvel villain is a winner, so why kill off one of your heaviest hitters in his first film? Well, that's just silly. That is, unless they didn't really kill him off. The last time we see Red Skull, he's holding the Tesseract as it seemingly dissolves him, sending a bright blue beam into the sky, opening a portal and sucking him up with it. We know it's a portal and not just an energy beam, because there's no hole in the top of the plane when the beam fades. Why spend money on a a CGI energy beam shooting up into the sky instead of just having Red Skull explode. In the first scene of the Avengers, the Tesseract is described as a doorway, and at the end, it even teleports Thor and Loki back to Asgard. Some theorists even go as far as to suggest Red Skull is lending out the resources of Hydra to Thanos so they can take over Earth together. Do you think any of these theories are actually real? Have any theories of your own? Let us know your opinion on these in the comments down below. And be sure to subscribe to Screen Rant for more awesome videos. And the answer to the emoji question is...